In this area of the centre section, we have the controls for the selected fader. So on the MC²56, there is always one channel which is selected. And you will always see the name and label of that channel at the top left of the GUI. So in this example, I know that this is input channel 65, which is routed from my source mic 1. It's a good idea to keep an eye on that label because you might have pushed a select button elsewhere, and when you come back to the central control section, you want to make sure that you're adjusting the right channel. So I can see here, I'm on a different fader. Let's go back to that mic 1 and make my changes. If I want to apply EQ to a channel, I can select the channel and then come into the central control section, find the equalizer section and grab the controls to adjust a parameter. As you'll see on the central GUI, as I'm adjusting things, then a pop-up appears, so I see a graphic of the equalizer setting. If I want to see a more permanent display on the central GUI, then I can bring up what's called the main display page. And this gives me an overview of all my parameters, including that EQ graph. The central control section is divided into different areas. So we have an input section for input gain and other input switching. We have our digital gain, delay and insert switching. We have a direct out level control. We have an image section, which is not active on a mono channel, but if I select a stereo fader, then this will provide me with position and width controls. Below that I have my dynamics section with 4 sets of processing, so a gate, compressor, expander and limiter. Each section can be switched on off, and then I have the relevant controls such as my threshold and my ratio. In the equalizer section there is a 4-band EQ which I can turn on and off and adjust the various bands. There is also a 2-band filter section and a 2-band sidechain filter section which I can insert into the compressor or the gate if I wish. We then have some additional channel functions such as a copy of the mute and a copy of the fader level. Our auxiliary sends. The console always has 32 sends and I can page through and adjust the parameters for each bank by switching here. And then the final part of the central control section is my panning area. So again, if I go back to select my mono channel, this would at a very simple level give me my left, right pan position. If I'm panning in 5.1, then I have the freedom to use the joystick to do my 5-channel panning if I wish.